On this video, I'll be talking about how to free yourself from perfectionism. The first thing you need to understand is that nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect. You know what I mean? Nobody is perfect. Nobody goes and lives through their life without making any mistakes. You're going to have ups and downs. That's life. That's what life is about. Look at the seasons. It doesn't always stay winter. You're going to have winter, then you're going to have spring, then you'll have summer, then you'll have fall, then back to winter. That's life, ups and downs. Even in the morning, you have a circadian rhythm. So we're going to go through changes. We're not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to win every time we do something. Nobody is perfect. Nobody stays the same. And so if you want to be perfect, once you reach that state of perfection, any change, you're no longer perfect. Once you reach a state of perfection, any change after that, you're no longer perfect. And if life is all about changing and life is dynamic in itself, you have to understand you'll never be perfect, and that's okay. So the first step is in freeing yourself from perfectionism is to understand nobody is perfect. We're all going to go through changes. That's life. That's what life is about. And if perfection is a state that is still, you know what I mean? Once you change from that, any change from that is no longer perfect. So understand that nobody is perfect. And perfection, it can't exist in a world that's constantly evolving. We're constantly changing. So that's number one. Number two is you have to be less self-critical. Go from self-criticism to compassion, self-compassion. Have compassion for yourself. Stop being so harsh and harshly judgmental on yourself. Yeah, we need accountability. Yeah, we need to take responsibility for our lives. But at the same time, instead of being our biggest hater, we need to be our biggest supporter. I made a video on, not judging yourself, especially at the beginning. You have to crawl before you can walk. You have to walk before you can run. Things take time. Great things take time. A lot of times, if it comes fast, it won't last. So shift from being so self-critical. Oh, I suck at this. I'm terrible. I'm trash. Stop telling yourself that and stop being so self-critical. And I'm speaking from somebody from experience. A lot of times I would beat myself up more than anybody else would. Whether that was me playing basketball, whether it's my YouTube channel, whether it's me in school, I would beat myself up. Oh, I didn't say this right. Oh, I didn't do that right. But you'll never be perfect. And we're going to make mistakes. You have to have compassion. Compassion means accepting the good, the bad, and the ugly. None of us are perfect. If you have that one friend who's struggling, you know what I mean? And you have to be there for them and, be compassionate and tell them, you know what I'm saying? You might have to give them a hug. You might have to, you know what I'm saying? Try to, comfort them in times of hardship, So you got to do that for yourself. Instead of being so self-critical, be supportive, be compassionate. So that's step number two. Stop being overly harshly judgmental towards yourself and stop beating yourself up for quote-unquote mistakes. And a lot of times the losses are really lessons that help you receive your blessings. You learn more from those quote-unquote losses than you do from the wins. And they also help you to appreciate the wins even more. So don't beat yourself up when you're going through that. Learn from it. Something didn't go your way, learn from it. You had a failed relationship, learn from it. I know it hurts, but don't be so, oh man, I messed up. Bruh, you live and you learn. So any young man, any young woman out there listening to this video, you live and you learn. But don't be so self-critical. Be more self-compassionate. Be more self-compassionate. And the third thing is you have to get rid of the all or nothing thinking. And what I mean by all or nothing is, that sometimes we can think in a black or white type of mind frame. Either you win or you lose. Either I succeeded or I failed. But sometimes there's such thing as a partial success, a partial victory. And that's a shift from the black and white thinking to more of a gray area. You may have, for example, you may have wanted to, gain 10 pounds in 2 months. And you may have only gained 5. A lot of perfectionists or people with all or nothing thinking would be like, oh man, I failed. But it was a partial success because you could have stayed at 0. 5 is better than 0. It might not be 10, but it's still better than nothing. So be appreciative of that. You may be trying to lose weight. You want to lose 20 pounds by the end of the year and you only lost 16. Don't be so self-critical. It's a partial success. Be appreciative of that because it could be worse. And a lot of times we're looking at other people's lives. We're looking at our goals and our to-do list, and we're like, we tell ourselves we could be better. We could be better. It's supposed to be better. I could have been better. I should have did better. But just like things could be better, things could be worse as well. Things could be a lot worse as well. So step number 3 is shifting from that all or nothing thinking, from that black or white thinking into more of a gray area. Be able to accept the partial victories, the partial successes of life. You may have wanted to do 100 push-ups a day. Some days you might only do 70. That's still a partial success. You may have wanted a 95 on that exam. You might have gotten a 91. Partial success. It's better than 80. It's better than failing the exam. Which leads me to step number 4, gratitude. Gratitude is the best attitude. And sometimes when you're a perfectionist, you neglect or you fail to realize all that you have to be grateful for. You're alive. You know what I mean? You got friends, family. You have ideas. You have dreams. You have aspirations. You have life. You have, you still have some energy, some enthusiasm, some, you know what I mean? You got something. I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't know. I can't see you at the time of me making this video, but I know you got something to be grateful for. I know you got something to be grateful for. And what I want you to do is every week, or even you could do every day, but every week, I write down 10 things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for God, friends, family, health. My YouTube channel, our YouTube, tribe, our community that we building on this platform. I'm grateful for the opportunity to, become a better version of myself. I'm grateful for shelter. I'm grateful for food and water. I'm grateful to be able to have clothes. I'm grateful, you know what I mean? It's a lot of things we take for granted. And so if you're dealing with perfectionism, be grateful. I always say look at the glass half full, not half empty. So I won't talk y'all heads off, you know what I mean? But I want y'all to know, free yourself from perfectionism.